Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're diving into something pretty wild, taking concrete, the stuff that's literally everywhere, and asking, what if it could power things too?
Right. And specifically, this new work from MIT researchers on their electron-conducting carbon concrete, they call it ECO, I think.
Yeah, eco. And they just announced a huge jump in its performance as a supercapacitor, like really huge.
It really is. They boosted the energy storage capacity tenfold.
Yeah.
That's massive. So our mission today really is to get into the science behind that leap. What's going on with this nano network they talk about?
Okay, let's put that scale into perspective first because the numbers are kind of staggering. Before this improvement, you needed something like 45 cubic meters of this stuff to store an average home's daily energy.
Which is just enormous, totally impractical, right? Imagine trying to fit that into a normal house build.
Exactly. But now, with this new version, they've shrunk that volume needed way down to just 5 cubic meters.
5 cubic meters. Okay, so that's much more like the size of a basement wall, maybe.
Yeah.
Suddenly, it feels achievable.
Totally. And they gave another example, just 1 cubic meter, which is about the size of your fridge.
Yeah, huh?
That can hold over 2 kilowatt hours, enough to run that actual fridge for a whole day.
Wow. Okay, so that 10x improvement is definitely not trivial. But how? What's the chemistry? Do they just, cram more carbon in?
It's more subtle than that, it seems. The basic ingredients are still super common, super cheap: cement, water, and this ultrafine carbon black nanoscale stuff.
Right, the carbon black. And the magic seems to happen when the cement hydrates when it sets.
Yeah, exactly. As the cement reacts with water, it forces these tiny carbon particles to connect up, forming this incredibly complex fractal-like network all through the concrete.
Like a tiny electrical grid built right into the material itself. And that's what stores the charge. It's a supercapacitor mechanism.
So to make it better, they first had to actually see this network properly, right?
Precisely. They use this really advanced imaging tech, FIB-SEM tomography. Think of it as like a nanoscale CT scanner.
Okay, so they got a 3D map of this carbon web.
Got it. And that map let them figure out how to improve things, especially the electrolyte, the liquid part that moves the charge around inside the network.
Ah, the electrolyte. What did they find there?
Well, the best results came from some organic electrolytes, quaternary ammonium salts with acetonitrile specifically.
Acetonitrile. That rings a slight alarm bell, maybe? Toxicity?
Yeah, that's definitely a consideration we needed to touch on. But interestingly, they also found simpler things work too. Even seawater could potentially be used as an electrolyte, especially for, say, coastal structures or offshore wind foundations.
Okay, so there are options. And this idea of structural energy storage, where the building material itself holds power, that's where it gets really interesting for applications, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's multifunctional, it's still concrete, it still holds up the building, but it's also doing its energy job. Think about shelters that could power themselves, or even roads that could charge EVs driving on them.
They built a prototype, didn't they? An arch.
Yeah, a small one, inspired by Roman designs. It held weight, powered an LED, proved the concept. But then something unexpected happened.
Oh.
When they put more load on the arch, the LED started to flicker.
Wait, so the power output changed based on the physical stress?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
It suggests this concrete could potentially monitor its own structural health, like built-in sensors, no extra wires needed.
That's potentially huge, a self-monitoring foundation.
It is. But, let's keep perspective. It's still a supercapacitor, great for quick bursts of power, charge-discharge cycles, but the energy density, it's still way lower than the lithium-ion batteries.
Right. It's not going to replace your phone battery anytime soon. And back to those electrolytes.
The high-performance ones, like acetonitrile, if you're building something meant to last decades, maybe centuries, what are the implications of having that chemical inside? Demolition, safety, long-term stability. Lots to figure out there.
Definitely challenges. But on the flip side, the potential for sustainability is also massive, isn't it?
Huge. Cement production is responsible for something like, 8% of global CO2 emissions? A huge footprint.
So if the concrete we're already making could also be part of the energy solution, that helps offset some of that impact, makes the material work harder, in a sense.
Exactly. It adds value, adds function to something we use on an enormous scale anyway.
Okay, so let's leave our listeners with this thought to chew on. We look at ancient Roman concrete, structures built to last millennia.
Right.
If we start embedding energy storage components, these electrolytes, the carbon network, into our modern concrete structures designed for similar longevity, what happens when the building lasts 500 years, but the battery bits inside only last, say, 50? or 100.
How do you maintain or replace part of the building's fundamental structure? How does design itself need to change when your foundation is part of the grid?
Makes you think, doesn't it? A fascinating challenge for the future of construction and energy.